Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of From Point A to B. We have with us our favorite guest so far.
Yeah, the one and only multi-hyphenated.
Yes, please.
Yeah, my name is Octavius. And since I didn't introduce myself properly the last time, yeah, I'm a theater enthusiast and a filmmaker as well. Yeah, I write, direct, and act in plays, and write, direct, and act in movies. Yeah, in short, I think we can say that.
Multi-hyphenated, and on this side I have a single hyphenated.
Yeah, my name is Fred Bogo. I'm a rather serious individual in life. Unlike, you said you write also, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah,
I do.
that's a serious job. But, you know, I'm more like into reading. It's just a joke, come on. Yeah, well, welcome to Point A and B. This is our
And John
podcast.
Rispakirago, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think today we're going to discuss funding, were we?
Oh yeah, we can
Yes.
talk about money.
Yeah.
Where's
Yeah.
the money at?
I think the question we want to ask is a very simple question. And the question is, well, if you want to stage a play, if you want to get a movie done, what's to get a movie done?
Make
Shoot
a
a movie,
film.
make a film.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not an empty thing. You need to have money to do that.
Yeah.
So what can you do? How do you get money to do what you need to do?
Business people will ask, where do you get your capital from?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I think that's a very nice way to start the show.
Yeah.
Where do you get you called it capital. Can we call it capital in film?
Yeah.
In
Even
theater as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, we were having an argument before. I have to reveal this, and you guys, you were not fascinated by my use of the word capital.
Oh, so it was your idea to call
No.
it capital?
Yeah, because I said anybody who wants to start a bus company, what does he do? He goes to a bank, he gets capital. Unaona?
Yeah.
And then when he gets the capital, he comes and invests in buying buses. Where do buses come from? Isuzu,
Yeah. Mercedes.
Mercedes, wherever. He buys those buses. They come and he registers a place where you can register for your bus. Okay, he does the registration process and everything else, and
Yeah.
the bus company comes to fruition.
Yeah.
Can that be the same way with film?
Or theater.
Yeah.
Can you go to a bank and tell them, excuse me guys, here's my plan. I have this film, here's a script, and I have this budget. Here's the budget. And I have this way of marketing the film. Here's the way. Now, I need capital. It's 8 million shillings. You can do that. Let's hear. Yes, 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 yes. You're the one who's made movies.
I've never gone to a bank.
You did?
I have never.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have never gone to a bank. At my big or small age, I don't even know how loan facilities work.
Oh,
So, yeah, not just for business.
we are here with the youth. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, help us.
I, as a person, maybe kama Rispa, I have this big fear of Denise. So, to that extent, I don't know how debt financing works.
Okay.
Kwa hivo, siwezi ongelea sana. But I can mention lightly, a lot of people can go and research.
Yeah.
I know that the Afrexim Bank, inaitwa Afrexim Bank, because was to note for us that we can know whether I'm talking the truth. Afrexim Bank is a bank that is very interested in funding creatives. It's an African one, I think by African Union, I'm not sure, but kitu kama hiyo. So they give money and they use IP as the collateral against the loan that they give you. Locally here in Kenya, it's also by Heva Fund.
Okay, please tell us what IP is.
Intellectual property.
Okay.
Yeah.
Such as?
A play
Okay.
is an intellectual property.
Uh-huh.
A script is an intellectual property. A song before you record,
Yeah.
that song sheet and all that arrangement is intellectual property. Any creation of the mind is intellectual property, so long as it's well registered. So, there are there's a new wave of debt financing that I'm seeing come up, and I only know this because maybe sometimes I'm in these circles and people are talking about them. When it comes to
Hey, I like these circles.
lazima nitafute pesa, guys.
Rubbing shoulders with the money. Yeah? I like
About-
these circles.
Yeah, I don't like hanging out with the two of you. You guys.
Will you introduce some of us? What? This funding, kwani iwezi happen to people with dreadlocks?
Well, unajua hata uko na dreadlocks. Some why you
Yeah,
went
I
in this
mean,
direction.
because mine, you know, like I'm an ancient guy. This is a young man.
Yeah.
He's looking for money.
Okay.
Not that I have arrived, but you know,
You don't need money.
I do. But yeah,
So yeah, of course, kama ni Octavius, kama ni wewe debatable. But Heva Fund also gives a loan for your IP. So I fully can't speak about it, guys, kwa sababu I don't know how they do the valuation of IP. Kwa sababu if it was a shamba, you see I'll go with a title deed alafu waseme hii title deed yako ni sawa, lakini pia evaluation ya hii shamba venye una speculate ati inaweza kuwa 50 million. Hatuoni venye ni 50 million because hakuna perimeter wall, hakuna barabara, hakuna hizo vitu. So they are able to say evaluation yako it's overpriced or something like that. With intellectual property, I'm not sure. So
like I was just thinking like a play. How much? Like a 60-page play, a 120-page play, a 30-page play. I mean, how much?
Does it go with pages? Ama it's a technicality?
So it depends. Okay, so like personally, I've been in circles.
Oof! Anakuwa kwa circles.
Okay.
Ni wewe tu.
I don't know. I've been in triangles. Just go on.
I've been in 2 or 3 spaces where we've thought about that because it's a thing that has also given me some pressure, especially thinking about like funding plays. And what I found out was like, okay, now in the valuation, there's a lot of information there that I could share, but in what you're talking about value, for example, the most important thing is usually the popularity index. I think maybe that's what it's called. I don't remember quite well, but I think that's what it is, popularity index. Like someone was asking me why I have not yet considered just paying rights for a Ngugi wa Thiong'o play and directing it in my grand format instead of writing my own play and directing it. And the argument was Ngugi wa Thiong'o's plays are much more popular. So if someone wants to fund me, they'd rather fund me with a Ngugi wa Thiong'o play rather than my own play, because my own popularity is not as high as where Ngugi wa Thiong'o is. It's interesting that your name was also said, like directing a Fred Mbogo play is more lucrative to someone who is looking to fund me as a theater person than if I were performing my own things. So their advice to me was direct other people who are more popular stuff first, make yourself popular, then do your own work. Yeah. And there's something I noticed there. It's like this is my own personal experience. Please don't not give me loans because of this. I noticed these funders, these creative funding outfits, they sort of know exactly what to do with IP more than us, but it's too risky for them to risk on an IP, not unless some other crazy person comes and risks and then you falter, but then they know how to make their money back from that very fast. So and something I kept asking was, how can we like just come together? Those things that you would have done to me when I falter.
Yeah.
Why shouldn't we just do them when I come into the fold, so that I don't falter on the loan and then you take, so like it was a threat. That's why I don't want to say which circles these are. The threat was if you come with your play and then you don't bring back
the
our money, we take your IP. But we are going to make back all our money with that IP of yours.
Okay.
So then I asked, why not collaborate from the onset
Okay.
and make the money instead of waiting for the
For you to fail,
happen.
really.
And then bring in the machinery to now take advantage of,
Yeah.
of the IP. So I think
Wow, that's interesting.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
I'm liking that idea. Well, of course, we were talking about
capital.
the way you go to a bank,
Yeah.
you suit it up, you present yourself, you present your portfolio usually, and so on and so forth. I like that, but I wanted to know, are there other ways of raising capital? Of course, you can have a rich uncle. Is that true?
True.
Oh, by the way, we used to joke about it. We used to say, when we were undergraduate and we were studying theater. By the way, mine was a very interesting situation. We had 8 men and 1 lady in our class.
Why is it a car?
I mean, she was really beautiful.
Okay.
I mean, the rest of us were just men, and so on. And she just entered class and we all shut up. We paid attention. Yeah, I mean, and we protected her because, everybody else was just everybody else and so on. And so we used to make that joke. We used to say, now, there's a guy called Morioki, there's a guy called Makoha, people like that. And so we used to say, now you, Morioki, if you want to do a play, okay, and see whether you can make money out of it, and so you need capital, can you go to your uncle and ask your uncle, nisaidie na pesa, nataka kufanya mchezo? And then the uncle gives you money, or like, can you go to your uncle and say, can you give me money for a film that I want to shoot? The uncle might say, Mr. Morioki, hey, my son, let's do this. I have a farm huko Nanyuki na haina manager. Unaona? Na wewe, because you are my nephew, I trust you more. Enda tu kwa farm, ufanye hiyo maneno. You see, the uncle doesn't think highly of whether you can make money out of film. Umeona? However, ule msichana wetu wa class, alikuwa anaitwa Kezi, akienda tuseme to the same sort of uncle, amwambie, uncle, mimi nataka pesa ninunue kamera ni shoot domestic animals, na kamera yangu, mende za my estates za Nairobi ya compare and so on, and makes this film. Na ikwe documentary kubwa sana, ina air hata huko NTV, and she gets her money back. You see, the uncle might not say, tuko na shamba wapi, wherever, go and manage it. The uncle might give her money. That's the way we used to think about it. And when we left university, guess what happened? No, that's a story for another day. But I'm just saying, other sources of funding will be family. Yeah? And, the problem, of course, is film is so money intensive, isn't it? Now, watu walikusomesha shule, utaka uze ng'ombe ili wakupatie funding ya kufanya film. It's difficult, no? Yeah.
I think to that extent of family, what you're trying to capture is using goodwill. And not necessarily your family cutting a check here, 1 million, such that, for example, I'm able to tell my father, can I use this house for the next 3 days to shoot a movie? Go to one of my cousins and tell him, shikilia boom, you just hold like this.
Okay.
So then when I go, I'm asking for a small manageable amount of money and being like, and maybe I've spoken to the actors who are my friends and told them, guys, there'll be food, but there will not be any payment. So then that becomes resource mobilization, but not necessarily capital. And if it's capital, I'm only looking for enough money to feed people and cover logistics that cannot be covered using resource mobilization.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's one of the ways we use like resource mobilization in Eldoret. I'm from Eldoret. I think a question personally I ask myself a lot, instead of going to ask people for money, is to ask for the exact thing that we require. I require a sofa. I'd rather go ask for a sofa than ask for money to hire a sofa. Yeah, so I think that's one of the ways. I don't know if I'm not a business person, so I don't know if that's capital, if it's still considered
I
capital.
think it's capital. It's capital input, if you
Okay.
like. Yeah.
Yeah.
Building towards capital. So you have in capital you have a budget, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, parts of the budget will be SOFA, isn't it? So here you have solved your SOFA issue by speaking to her. Gives you a SOFA, etc.
So when
Yeah.
when we're evaluating, we put the value of the sofa as rented, or
But
what
you know,
exactly?
you're not you don't buy a sofa. Do you buy a sofa? You buy a camera, but you might not buy a sofa, is it?
You could rent a camera also.
Yeah, but you could also rent a
A sofa.
sofa. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't have to buy. I don't know, because after the show, where are you gonna take the sofa
You sell
if
it.
you don't have a house?
You don't have a house and you're doing a show? Oh
No,
my
well, I don't know
gosh.
where you're even storing the sofa anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the reason why I brought that up is that the other thing that I realized speaking to these fund things is that we lack systems of accountability for the money that we are going to be given. Like, for example, in your case of the bus company,
Yeah.
bus company is like, I don't know anything about buses. Let's say
Mash power.
let's say a bakery.
Oh,
for
bakery.
example,
Okay.
you know.
You know something about bakeries. This is
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. So
Okay.
So if you're given money, the bank knows this money is going into buying like flour,
Yeah.
sugar, milk,
Mixer.
all the ingredients
There's a
you need for the
mixer.
thing. There's
Yeah.
a mixer. The oven will have to come on. The bread has to be made. It has to be packaged, and then put into lorries or bikes, and then go out into the market for some customers. For our case, like in the theater, there are questions I got asked that I didn't have answers to, like systematic things. For example, something it looks very basic, but ticketing, for example, like how does your ticketing work? Like, first of all, what's the difference between an ordinary ticket and a VIP ticket and a VVIP ticket, and what exactly are these people making in this, and how are you going to optimize people to buy a VVIP ticket and not like an ordinary ticket? What's the space in your, you see, so the systems to quantify exactly what this money is going to be doing in a theatrical production makes some of these people who want to fund us afraid.
But do you think there's a problem also?
No, I was going to take it a slightly different way because, guys, I have received money from people to fund my films.
Show us the way.
She's got money. She's got money. A sister with money.
As such, I did not know anybody within that fund house to say that, oh, it's because I know whoever. I don't even know that. But in fact, there was a battle in terms of what I thought was the value of my film vis-a-vis. But for me, it's I don't, maybe theatre and film are different because I don't give a promise of tickets and whatever. This is how you're going to return your money. I have received money, meaning it was a grant. It was not a debt. So maybe that's why there was not too much scrutiny. Not to say that there's not, because what happens with a grant is there's usually auditing. So you have to justify that the money you were given was actually used to do what you said it needed to do. Kwa hivyo huwezi enda kuitumia ununue kagari, kaploti, alafu you take just a quarter and take it to the film. So to that extent then, what they look at is your budget. If your budget is solid, then they're able to be like, maybe here is where we feel like you've inflated your budget, or here is where we think that you can save costs. When it comes to return on investment, funny enough, one of the things that they said to me was, your marketing budget is very small, so we are curious as to how you would make back money. It's not going back to them, but they are already now trying to make you think, why is your marketing budget so small such that sasa unafikiriaje kuhusu marketing? How will people, because now for them it's how many eyeballs do they get to see the work, because they need to justify that their money had this amount of impact. Yeah. So therefore then it becomes a question of
did the message reach?
Yeah. But in terms of valuation of the film versus the budget of the film, on our side, they are two different things.
But yeah, I was going to ask whether you guys think that You know, in film, in theater, the people who do film, the people who do theater, most of the time are people who are actors, directors, creatives in general. Now, I always think that there is a distance between creatives and the guys who should manage. You follow? I'm not saying that a creative who is a theater actor or a director or a film doesn't know how to manage. It's just that his tool of trade as an actor is a good voice, isn't it? Good movement. But he's not necessarily a good manager of money.
Yeah.
No. He can be, but he's not necessarily so. And so that sometimes the people who ask for money, okay, might just be good script writers.
Yeah.
No. So do you think that maybe in film, some of those guys who want to give money look at you and think, yeah, I've seen you in a TV program. By the way, you write for TV, isn't it? Yeah, you forgot that part.
Multi-hyphenated, hatuwezi zimaliza
Yeah.
leo. Hatuwezi zimaliza leo.
Too talented.
Single hyphenated.
Yeah.
Endelea.
And that's the person in multiple relationships. It's too talented, you know.
No.
Can't have one single relationship. So anyway, I mean talents, you know. So
to your point,
do you see that point? Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
For film,
Yeah.
I can only speak about film, guys.
Yeah.
The way theater has been, ni kwamba sasa our work is there are different offices.
Yeah.
Kwamba kuna mtu anaitwa producer. A producer is not necessarily gonna be a creative person. Them, their work is spreadsheets. In fact, there is an executive producer mwenye kazi yake kabisa ni kutafuta tu pesa and finding money.
Yeah.
There is someone called a line manager. Huyo kazi yake ni kumake sure budget, stick to the budget. Hajajali kuhusu creatives ati nini. Okay, not hajajali, but there is a way that they'll be like, okay, you guys want to bring in a helicopter, but me only what we have is a budget for a drone.
Yes.
So stick to the drone instead of a helicopter. Alafu pia kuna mtu mwingine anaitwa production manager.
Yes.
Production manager again run a tight ship ya kumaanisha leo daily expenses hazijazidi zaidi ya hapa. So they just make sure that the daily expenses do not go past a certain point because on set things happen.
But I'm thinking there's a seriousness in that.
There is a seriousness in that.
I'm not saying Eldoret is not a serious place.
No, it's okay.
I'm saying that in Eldoret, the budget for a film might not be so big. So you may not have all these roles of a line manager, an executive producer, and all that stuff. Of course, eventually you should. But I'm just thinking, you're doing a small, not play. What's that? Film.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, by the way, I heard you guys were shooting a film.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Cinderella.
Is it going
Sindala
to...
ama Sindela?
Cinderella.
No, tutaki story. Ama unataka kutuambia hiyo story?
Gazo.
Okay, sawa.
I was talking about the name. not the
It sounds
movie.
like Mandela. It's Cinderella.
Yeah, it's a tragic love story. That's all I can say.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, but it's
You see the way you've killed her heart.
it's Octavia's
It's a tragic
and
love
Guys,
story.
do you see what I say when I say mansplaining? Now, sasa, my heart, imeingilia wapi?
where has her heart?
I was just chilling.
By the way, my spectacles have special ways of looking into the heart and knowing
I was
what's
just
going in the
chilling.
heart.
Down with the patriarchy, guys. Down with the
You should
patriarchy.
use that to look into the hearts of people who can fund our things,
Okay.
so that you can.
Wana roho chafu.
Very clever.
So, but yeah, I was saying, if you're doing like Cinderella, you can't have a line producer. From what I suspected was the budget and so on.
My thoughts on that have always been that yes, we need such people. It's just that are they doing the job that they're supposed to be doing?
Okay.
Sometimes you have a line producer, line manager on set, and they're not exactly doing that work. So it's for credits later, but then you don't necessarily
Futa huyo mtu
feel
kazi.
like they're doing.
Do they know what they're
Futa
supposed to
huyo
do?
mtu kazi.
Yeah.
Futa huyo mtu
They're not
kazi.
professional.
Then that's another thing, like you someone comes on set and they're like, so you're managing this set, when you're production manager. Sawa, unajua production manager anafanya nini? Mimi najua. But at the end of the day, hiyo ndio siku mmekula nyama ya kilo 50, sijui nini.
But hata sidhani it's an LD issue. Because even in Nairobi, it's not to say everybody is going to get all these ninios. It depends on the structure of, sasa for example, if I'm doing resource mobilization, obviously siendi kuambia baba yangu about how now I'm looking for sijui what. Depending on the way you've decided to finance your film, it dictates then the people that you can, and structures that you can put in place to help you oversee the resources that you have.
Wow.
Ni kama kukuwa na supermarket, you can't only have one shopkeeper. You need many people. Vis-a-vis now when you're running a shop.
By the way, I was just thinking of something else. Now, you brought in some very good thing. That if you go with my name and you say you're doing a play by myself, sorry, I mean, a funder might feel like, ooh, nitafungua wallet, roho na wallet and so on, okay? Because maybe I have a name. So I wanted to know, is there a way you can build a name? You follow? Like, is there a way you can build a name by just doing plays without caring too much about whether you're making profits? Okay? Of course, maybe you get funding from maybe your father or whatever, your father, your uncle, whoever. Or you work with resource mobilization with your friends, you know, they gift you transport, they gift you a car, material, and so on and so forth. And you do several shows and you build a name. And then now you use that to now begin to do something else, such as be like a businessman. Go and look for funds and invest now in a play, for example, you know, and so on, and build there, and build from there. Is that possible? I'm trying to think of you getting money without necessarily needing a funder that is an institution.
I think it's in those two ways. What we are actually talking about, I think, is social capital, I think.
Building it.
You build your social capital to a point where it's big enough that now liquid capital comes looking for you because you're social. And it's a cultural thing anyway. See, if you're culturally relevant, then people will look for you to dictate what the culture is at the moment. But I think economy problems now come into play for that. Like, for example, if you're a student, I think that's the best place to build that capital is in school, like on campus or at a TTI or I don't know where.
100% agree.
That's the place to get your social media following to grow. That's the place to get your to do crazy things so that you experiment a lot and play with all that and
discover yourself.
Discover a lot of that. And then after you find some semblance of success, try to like now replicate that enough times through different projects that are making just enough noise that get you.
But there you would need support from, because you'd need support from your family. Is that true?
What for? In university?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, sometimes you need money, even in university.
Yeah, because you're living there and, and
production,
studying.
you know. I mean, for example, you would need support. You know, let's be serious, by the way. I look at someone like Lupita Nyong'o, isn't it? You think about that Lupita. I don't think that Lupita would have been the Lupita we know if she didn't have the parents she has. You follow? I used to think about it. If you're a young Meru girl growing up in Meru and your parents are farmers of, say, Miraa, okay? Is it possible for them to invest in a process of turning this girl, if the girl wants to be a great actor, into a great actor to the level of Lupita. It's possible.
It
no,
is.
I know this happens chance. What?
No,
Where did she go
hata
to
sio
school? What
hivyo.
did she do? There's all that. Yeah. Hebu tuambie possibility. Kwanza tunaongea juu ya girl anyway, girl child. Girl child. Okay, tuambie.
No,
Finally. Ding, ding, ding. Oh, man's playing.
I think it's possible kwa sababu I'm thinking about success stories that have used social capital. Mtu kama Abel Mutua and his group Kina Njugush, and you know, that whole collective that they have as creatives. They have built, we have seen them build it in
Yeah.
the public eye,
Yeah.
rewarded it,
Yeah.
such that nowadays when they say they are putting up a show and they are charging it this amount of money, we are willing because we feel we are part of the process. I feel like they've really worked to build their brand in public eye, and it's paying off, and it keeps growing and growing. So you don't have to be from a rich or elite family. You don't even have to go to the schools.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I was just saying, for example, whether there can be a program that sensitizes parents about the arts. You follow?
Yeah.
Like, you see, the parents of Lupita did not need any sensitization. They already were aware that there's a machinery called art. And in the end, it might pay. It could pay. It should pay, perhaps. They didn't need any convincing. So I'm thinking of a person who is just a wealthy man, say in Machakos. What does he do? Maybe he sells scrap metal, okay? But he has this daughter who wants to practice drama, theater, film. You know,
Do you think it's a generational issue?
so I'm trying, no, I mean, Lupita,
No.
parents are in their 70s.
No. I mean, in modern day, if I tell my parents I'm gonna be a YouTuber or TikToker, they are more accommodating to that, because we're even seeing parents of that generation being the people who are whistling or doing all these theatrics and stunts, because they also want that social media popularity to push their sales or something like that. So because of the digital boom,
awareness,
so inafanya hata if I come and tell my mom me I want to become a TikToker, she'll be like, by the way, usingoje kuandikwa na mtu. So shika tu simu and they'll buy
and go on. Okay, great. But I was talking more in terms of education, for example, because look, yes, you can be a YouTuber, you can be a, what's the other, filmmaker, whatever you are, okay, but you don't have education, because you see the strategies you're giving here, of, for example, storing your EP or using your EP to get a loan. It requires strategy. You know, and strategy is not just strategy from the air. You may be talented. This is what I was talking about. You may be talented, but you need strategy to have capital and to know how to manage that capital. So I was talking about the way in which can parents come in with a certain awareness that, listen, I'll have to invest in the schooling of my young one for her to be an artist. Could there be room for that? Or are we always in a hopeless situation? Like I was giving of that scrap metal dealer from Machakos.
Don't you think tayari iko kwa sababu when we were studying, we had like sijui how many people studying film compared to nowadays?
The numbers gone very low.
Lower, right?
Low.
Really?
Yeah, it's lower. The number of people taking theater is lower. I don't want to give statistics from where, but the number of people taking theater is lower. Yet, because I also work with like high schools and junior secondaries, especially the last year, I realized exactly on your point that there is not enough awareness about the arts and sports science pathway. The students know more than the parent. So if you're a student, like I had students who wanted to go and do arts in senior school, but their parents, they have to give their parents my number to call me to ask me what exactly they are going to be doing in school, like like so wanaenda kufunzwa kuchora ama like anaenda kufanya nini. Hii acting ni kama ile naona kwa TV ni kama anastoto, hizo ndo vitu anaenda kusoma huko. Haendi ku waste time vitu kama hizo, you see. So I think no, it's parents should have access to that information, but I don't think it's enough. And I think parents are mostly afraid because of the fear of the popularity the popularity contest. Like the most popular is the one who makes the most money, as compared to like traditional like jobs that you are just a teacher,
or you're an accountant.
You'll just get money. You don't need to be popular, you don't need to be liked by people. You put your head down, do your math, and get your money at the end of the day. Art does not, it's subjective to some degree, which parents don't necessarily understand. They feel like their children are going to...
How did you know these things? You're very clever.
I've been called a genius.
You've been called a genius. By the way, so for me, by the way, that discourse, that sort of talking about awareness, is so important. Because once society is aware of the value of art, once society is aware of the value of art, do you know what happens? I mean, this will be the same people who will be consuming art. You're growing a market and so on. By the way, I wanted to ask you something. I wanted to ask something. Do you guys have problems with funding, in the sense that, you know me, I've been talking about ways of creating funding independently, where you don't necessarily need an institution. You're just looking for capital. Do you have problems with funding from institutions that may sound foreign and so on, and which may have interests?
Kama?
So that, for example, wanataka uandike script na ikwe na FGM ndani. Na story yako ikuwa na FGM. But because you want money. Yes, tuambie.
I haven't experienced that. But
you've not tried to
no
please the funder by
kitu yenye inanibamba ni, okay, again, maybe I'm privileged. Maybe.
Rangi ya 1,000. Rangi ya 1,000.
No. But I think, especially in this day and age, because of, I don't know, bado kuna hizo by the siati haziko. I know of a friend mwenye he was doing a very West African film and had a scene where Mzungu was coming to provide guns to that village. And the funder said, toeni hii pata yezi kuwa hapo. And the guy said, it's very crucial to my story. Sitoi. Wakamwambia basi recast, let it be a black man. Akasema black man never came, it was the white man. And that way he missed that particular fund, but he got funds from other people.
Alienda kwa Afrika.
Unajua kitu inanibamba ni kwa sababu ya how diverse money has become. It is not coming just from the Americas or the white. So unapata Waarabu pia wako na pesa. Waarabu akikwambia pesa ya Dubai. Now what is the conflict? Bring oil into the equation. So you see, because now of that kind of money being all over, kuna inakani kama it becomes, I don't need this particular person for their money. Huyo akiniambia hapana nitaenda kwa huyo. So that's what my friend did. They went to another source and they were able to retain the integrity of their story. Mimi kama Rispa, with my person who gave me money, the institution rather, that gave me money, the bone of contention was the character, the main character. Can we make her younger? The minute we make that character younger, it's no longer my story. Another person, ndio maana nikakwambia unaweza futa mtu kazi. Another person I had brought on board, akasema, sasa badala ya kumfanya akue Mkenya, I think we should tap into South Africa ndio tuweze kufanya collaboration. Nikamwambia that is not the story I'm willing to tell. Okay, sijui kama alifutwa kazi but
Ebu say something about crowdfunding. Crowdfunding. I mean, I saw a film called Family Meeting. Did crowdfunding. It won a Kalasha, by the way. Or Kalashas. It won a Kalasha.
I think it's.
And then there was a
Grant Little Lie by Abel.
Okay. It's a crowdfunding again.
Yes.
Yeah. So how is this crowdfunding?
It's in the same avenue as like if what you are saying and also partly what she said. Like if the environment likes the art, then they will consume it, and if they consume it, they'll want it more to be created. So if they want more to be created, they are willing to give money for the creators of said art to create more. That's why like platforms like Patreon and all those other things from YouTube exist. So like crowdfunding works, but in my experience, if you have a certain degree of social capital, like people already believe in the work that you do.
Also you have to have built.
Something.
Otherwise, I mean, they can't fund anybody they don't know.
Yeah.
Oh people.
It's the popularity thing.
Mtu tu atokea aseme yenyewe mimi na try tu.
I mean, ebu jaribu. Jaribu, alafu
Okay, lakini si huyu amesema ninajulikana.
Tunaweza test how popular you are because
okay, don't.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know. No, unajua napenda tu kunishinda kwa argument.
Hiyo yako ya kujulikana. Saa zingine,
okay.
Saa zingine, these guys are not after you, they're after your IP. Like they know, for example, if I lease rights or like I get rights to do your play, then I get a loan to do your play. You know, the rights still exist. So if they take things, one of the things they're going to take is the rights to Fred Bogo's play.
Okay.
And then they'll say, we are making use of this IP because of that guy who wanted to do it but didn't do it well.
Okay.
So it's not necessarily that you're going to gain. But
I get the story.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I think we can talk about funding forever, isn't it?
True.
But it looks like our show is finished.
Oh, really?
Yeah, by the way, I mean, because we would have talked about marketing.
Yeah.
We would have talked about, by the way, there is an important part. You know, why do we do film? The reason why you do film can be so important to the way you think about funding. Kuna connection. Yeah. Because you might be doing film to make money.
Yeah.
But if you're doing film to make money,
hata umejipoteza.
Wacha tuachie.
Umejipoteza.
Thank you. Kizungu ni ngumu. Asanteni sana.
Says the doctor.
Asanteni sana, tumefurahia. You have watched us. My name is Fred Bogo. I've been your friend and
I am Joan Rispa.
and we had a guest, by the way, Rastaman.
Super guest.
Our favorite guest
and
so
you're
far.
not from Ethiopia. Please tell us, assure us that you're.
No, I'm not from Ethiopia.
You don't want to be from there? I mean, all these things.
Well,
there's even is that an Orthodox thing? Anyway.
One of my family members. I shall talk about that when I come back.
And I assume Atakuwa invited. Bye guys, thank you so much.
Sure.
Hi.